I never thought a little donkey could teach me so much about loyalty, love, and courage. But then again, I never thought my strongest, most spirited horse would slowly start to lose her sight. Every morning now begins the same way. As the sun starts to rise, Petey, our young, steady-footed donkey, stomps into the barn with purpose. He brays loud and clear, his voice echoing through the quiet morning air, and within moments, Luna stirs. She hears him, recognizes his sound, and lifts her head. It's her cue. It's time to start the day. And she follows him, always. It wasn't always like this. Luna used to be the leader. She was a magnificent trail horse, confident and fearless. For 3 years, we explored everything together. Forests, creeks, open fields. She never once hesitated. She knew where her hooves were meant to land before they touched the ground. She was my partner, my anchor, my wings. But then, little things started to change. She began pausing at gates she used to pass through without thought. Sometimes, she'd turn the wrong way, bump gently into a fence post, or freeze in unfamiliar places. Something in her was unsure. Something in her was slipping. We called the vet. I held my breath as they examined her, praying it was something minor. But the diagnosis was clear and irreversible: moon blindness, a progressive condition that would take her vision, piece by piece. We knew it would only get worse, and we knew we had to do something to help her navigate a world that was quickly going dark. That's when we found Petey. He was only 8 months old when he arrived at our farm, still clumsy in his body, still learning the shape of the world around him. But the moment he stepped off the trailer and met Luna, something clicked. He didn't shy away from her towering presence. He didn't treat her with fear or confusion. Instead, he walked right up to her stall, laid his head against the wooden slats, and waited. The connection was instant, and from that day on, he never left her side. When I took the other horses out for rides, Petey would stay behind. While they galloped and played in the pasture, he'd quietly make his way into the barn and sit near Luna. He never demanded attention. He just stayed close, watching, listening, being there. At first, I didn't realize what was happening. I thought maybe it was a sweet little friendship, something temporary. But then I started noticing the way Luna responded to him. How she would turn her ears toward the sound of his hooves. How she followed his movements with precision and trust. How she waited until she heard his footsteps before making her way out of the barn. Petey had become her eyes. Every morning, he guides her out into the pasture. She walks behind him, listening to the steady rhythm of his steps. And every night, he leads her back. If she veers off or hesitates, he circles back, brays once, and gently nudges her in the right direction. Sometimes she gets confused and misses the barn door entirely. But Petey never minds. He just turns around, walks beside her again, and shows her the way home. It's become their routine, and somehow, watching it never gets old. There's something extraordinary about seeing animals care for one another in this way. There was no training, no commands, no cues. Just one creature sensing the need in another, and rising to meet it. Luna, once the fearless leader, now walks a little slower, her head tilted, her ears alert to every sound. And Petey, once the baby no one expected much from, now walks tall and steady, completely devoted to her safety and comfort. They've switched roles in the most beautiful way. You'll never see one without the other now. They graze side by side, nap in the same patch of sun, and even share water buckets like it's their personal ritual. When Luna gets anxious, Petey stays closer. When she rests her head on his back, he doesn't move until she does. It's not just habit, it's love. Pure, uncomplicated, unwavering love. Watching Petey lead Luna through her blindness has changed the way I see the animals we care for. It's easy to think of donkeys as sidekicks, as stubborn or simple. But Petey has shown me more emotional intelligence than I've seen in most humans. His patience, his intuition, his willingness to take responsibility for another being. It's humbling. And Luna, she's still brave, still proud, still full of life. Because Petey gives her that. He gives her the courage to keep moving forward, even when the world around her has faded to shadows. Their story is a reminder that the most profound connections don't always come where we expect them to. Sometimes they show up in the quietest ways: a soft bray in the morning, a nudge toward home, a young donkey stepping into the role of a guide without anyone asking him to. And it's also a reminder of how important it is to give animals like Petey a chance. He wasn't brought here to save anyone, but that's exactly what he did. If this story touched your heart, I hope you'll consider supporting your local animal rescue or sanctuary. So many animals out there have untapped potential, waiting to love, to lead, to heal, if only given the chance. Whether you donate, volunteer, foster, or adopt, your action could be the turning point in another Luna or Petey's life. Because sometimes it's not about fixing what's broken. Sometimes it's just about standing beside someone as they find a new way forward. And in Petey's quiet strength and Luna's unwavering trust, I've seen the kind of grace we all need a little more of. A reminder that even when the light fades, love can still guide us home.